All right, so I have a mission queued up here. It's stupid, but oh, I'm not sharing my screen share. All right, so this mission, it's silly, but whatever. I got an aircraft carrier at waypoint 4. I'm currently docked here with a wingman, or docked, landed. So basically, I'm going to fly a little to the south for waypoint 1, go to waypoint 2, come over to video, waypoint 3, and then waypoint 4 is the landing one. So at waypoint 3, what we're going to actually do is turn on some instrumentation to guide us to the carrier the best way we can. So let's go ahead and fly the mission. All right, I'm going to be that pilot and turn up. Oop, adjusting volumes on the recorder here real quick. All right, we're flying. All right, so we got to start up the jet first. And let me get comfy here. So we're going to turn on, oop, not the emergency battery. Turn on the battery. Come over here. Turn on the APU. You can hear that spinning up, and it's going to get loud, so we're going to close the canopy. Okay. Green light's lit, meaning the APU is ready to fully spun up. So we're going to start the right engine. And we're watching right here to look at the RPMs. When it's about 20, we're going to move the throttle about 5%. And it should start. At about 40 RPMs, you'll hear it really spool up. Goes. And we're up. And with that generator running, we can start turning on our instrumentation.
Roll left, roll left. Flight controls, flight controls.
And with those on, we're also going to increase our HUD brightness so we can see our HUD. I like doing it all the way up because I'm old and blind. And turn that on too. Okay, so with those on, we can go ahead and start our left engine. Same thing. We're going to wait for that to hit 20 or so, and then we're going to move the throttle to 5% and watch it spin up. While we're looking here, we have 10,000 pounds of fuel, so we're going to say our bingo fuel is about half that. Yeah, let's just do 4,000. Oh my God. All right, so both at 65 RPM, both engines are started. Next thing we got to do is set up our navigation here. So we're going to go to our HSI, which is our, I don't know, whatever the hell it's called, but our compass. We're going to select waypoint navigation and select waypoint 1, which is our first waypoint. And you can see here it's that dot. And we're going to change our scale because we're pretty close to it. It's about 10 miles. No, we're going to go to 20. Yep. So that's where it's located. As soon as we take off, we're going to start heading towards that waypoint. You also can see in the HUD that green line right there is the waypoint navigation. When that's in the center, we're heading towards it. All right, stop our bit test. Come over here and go to our FCS page. And it looks like the APU cut out. So we got a bunch of errors in our instrumentation. So we're going to reset that with that button there. Looks good. All right, so our navigation's set up. Now we want to configure our radio, and let me turn on some lights here. so we can see in the dark. So the first thing we want to do is set up our TACAN. TACAN is a radio transmitted by certain stations that let you know I'm over here, come to me. So we're going to do a transmit and receive TACAN so we get bearing and direction. The frequency or the TACAN ID for the carrier is 99, so we're going to hit enter and then turn it on. And just to test that, we're going to go to TACAN, and it looks like it's stuck on waypoint, probably because we're in a hangar and I can't see it. All right. So TACAN is configured. We could configure the ILS, but I can't figure out how to get the ILS working. It's channel 16 for the carrier, so we just put in 16, enter. But the ICLS is not working. Something I'm doing wrong in the mission builder, so we'll just turn that off. But that we configured it. Over here, we're going to turn on our radar, and we're going to set up our sensors for navigation, even though we're on the ground, just because I always forget to turn it on. And that will help with our vector header showing us where we're actually going. Turn on oxygen just for fun. Not needed because it's a game. Set our flaps, which are right here, to half. And we're going to set our trim. Right now our stab is at 0. We're going to set our trim for takeoff. And they got a nice little button here to do that. And so stab 12. All right, so our trim is up and set for takeoff. I think we're good to go. I'm going to reset. The shakiness is my track IR. So, all right, so now we're just going to release the parking brake. Oh, we also have to arm our ejection seat, so we're going to do that. And let's move forward a little bit and test our nose wheel steering. Looks good. And brakes. Looks good too. I think we're good to go. I don't think I missed anything. So let's go ahead and watch my terrible taxiing out to the runway. I like taking this nice and slow because I overcorrect very, very much. That's my wingman saying he's leaving the hangar. There. Tight turn up here, narrow taxiway. Too slow. See if we're on the line. Pretty close. Got my wingman on me. Now there's a whole thing to like request, like there's ATC simulated in here. I'm not doing any of that. Which is probably why the ILS is not working on the, or ICLS is not working on the carrier. Okay, stopped on the center line, brakes are on, move up, make sure we don't get any master alarms. We're good, full throttle. Gear up, flaps up. All right, now we're going to turn right into our waypoint. And you can see here it's 6 miles away off to the right, and here it is on the compass, whatever they call it. I'm going to take this turn a little slower than I am now to tighten it up and give my wingman some time to catch up. Alright, wingman's off the ground. I'm not slowing down at all, so he'll catch up. Only at 60% thrust anyway, the throttle. So it looks like we're just navigating around waypoint 1. It was too close, so I'm just going to let's go to waypoint 2. I like flying low, but we should probably get a little higher. Let's bring it up to about 2,000. All right, so we're heading right towards the waypoint. You can see the markers right in the middle there. It's also straight in front on that. As we're approaching 2,000 feet, I'm going to turn on my autopilot and hold altitude when we get there. Kind of veering off a little bit here. All right, close enough. So barometric altitude hold. That'll keep us there. And we're at waypoint 2, so let's increase to waypoint 3, which should be off to the right. And we're going to start slowing down for waypoint 3. Not incredibly slow, but slow, because waypoint 3 is where we're going to switch to TACAN to use the radio of the carrier. So I want to kind of start thinking about landing now. The more we do now, the easier it's going to be later on. So again, the ICLS is not working, so this is not an instrumentation landing. So VFR is kind of tough. Carriers are tough anyway, but VFR especially is kind of tough because of the offset. So we can't just head straight north. The runway's offset by about 10 degrees, not exactly 10 degrees, but about 10 degrees. So we're gonna have to set our course about 10 degrees off a true north where the carrier's heading. All right, so waypoint 3 is here. We're gonna slow down even more. Switch to TACAN. And we can see it's off to the right up here. That's the TACAN symbol. And it's 19 miles away. TKR is the call sign for the carrier itself. So let's go ahead and set up our course for 350 degrees. Which is right here. And we can see we're heading up towards the line, so we're going to have to make a right turn here shortly. Speed is 220 knots. 300's good for now. We're gonna go ahead and enable our auto throttle control, or ATC, which is right here. Keep us about this speed. All right, time to make the turn. Probably went too early or too late on the turn. I'm probably gonna overshoot it. So remember, our heading is 350. We're at 330, 340. We didn't overshoot, so I'm gonna fly Bedley. And 15 miles out. All right, that's close. We also can see where we are in relationship to this line with the arrow right here. If that's right over the center reticule, we're dead on. So we're a little off to the right, but because of the offset, I'm not sure exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I think that's good enough for now. Let's go ahead and start slowing our speed down to about 250 knots before we lower our gear. You can see the carrier off in the distance there. And it looks like we're high. Maybe not. So 250-ish knots, we're going to lower our gear. Start slowing down even more. Add some air braking. At about 200. And lower our flaps once to half. Things settle in. Add some throttle, lower our flaps more. And we're 10 miles out. Now the ILS should be working here. I'll turn it on just to see. It's not. And whoa, hey now. That was bad. All right, I'm gonna trim up. So that E bracket off to the left right here is our angle of attack indicator, and it corresponds with these lights over here. We want our reticule in the center there, and that's our angle of attack for well, hey now. The optimal angle attack for when we hit the deck. If I hit the deck, that's the big question. I am way low, so we're gonna increase our throttle to pitch up. And I am way off target here. This is not looking good. I'm gonna start rolling in. We'll get closer and see if our alignment's good to the runway. And I'm using my throttle to adjust my pitch with it trimmed at this location. If I increase throttle, it'll pitch up. Decrease throttle, pitch down. And it's very sensitive. Hello, wingman. Zoom in a little bit here. I think I'm coming in low, so I'm gonna increase throttle here. Oh, hey, overcorrecting. That's just bad flying. Can't really tell where the runway is. Yeah, because I'm really low. I think I'm off to the left too much. Oh, come on. Small corrections. Actually looking okay, I think. As long as I don't screw it up. And we're going to put the ball on the deck. Try to. Oh, let me lower the hook too. That would have been bad. This is the ugliest carrier landing ever. The ICLS would have helped line up. I am way off. Power, power. Looks good, looks good. I did it. All right, we'll bring our hook up and get off the deck. Looks like a good place to park. All right, parking brake on. All right, and then let's go ahead and fold our wings in because we can do that, so why not? That'll take a little bit here. Let's see, where's my wingman? What's he up to? I probably got to give him an order to land, and I don't know how to do that yet in this game, so we're not going to do that. Wings are folding in. Start turning off our instrumentation for shutdown. Turn off oxygen because that's fun. Again, not needed. Turn off our radar. And that off. Navigation. All right, wings are up. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and shut down the engine. And that's actually a keyboard shortcut, Alt-End for the left engine. Watch that spool down. And then Shift-End for the other engine. All right, now we'll open the canopy. And turn off the battery. And we are shut down. I would say that's a mission success. Whoa, whoa.